Yo, I'm laughing as the stream starts because, yo, any day now, Kendrick, you shall be sued. Any day now. Kendrick Lamar is gonna get a call from his attorney to say, by the way, yes, we have just been sued by Aubrey Drake Graham. It's on the way. Remember, the difference between a tour like this and the Super Bowl, everybody's looking at the Super Bowl, rightfully so. Huge platform. It's going to be crazy. The whole world's going to see. It's going to introduce new fans to songs like Not Like Us and new fans to songs like Peekaboo, right? And we look at it, say, damn, yeah, that's crazy. And obviously, Drake amended his lawsuit and added things like the Grammys and the Super Bowl halftime show. But the tour, the reason why it's so different is because the gloves is off. He don't gotta do none of the filtering. He don't gotta remove certain words. He can say what he want. Do is his shit. So if anybody that wants to hear the full sentence with the pedal word in it, I saw it on Twitter already. Like, yeah, he says the full sentence and everything. Shout out to Chigs, man. I gotta take a look at some of this footage with y'all. So the deposition skit and troll. That's a good one. I would have never thought about trolling somebody with a skit deposition, B. Never.
Now, his grand national tour with SZA officially
Shout
kicked
out to
off tonight in
Chigs.
Minneapolis, and the tour went exactly how you thought it would go. Not only was it a sold-out show, but the crowd was singing every song lyric for lyric. Now, right before Kendrick performed Not Like Us, he played this skit of him taking a deposition to not only mock Drake's lawsuit, but also the infamous Drake line, drop, 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 right before things went south last year. Here it is.
No, we're not here for that. We're here to take a deposition. And that requires
Oh my God.
Go ahead. You said you wanted the party to die. Was that a metaphor? Or were you being serious? I said it's a good song. No.
The attorney deposed him, said, you said you wanted the party to die. Was that a metaphor or was that serious? Yo, Kendrick, you's a savage, B. You's a savage, man.
I understand you think it's a good song, but it's not answering my question. Were you being metaphorical, or should it be taken as a threat? Whatever you want to take.
He said, were you being metaphorical or should it be taken as a threat? You're not answering my question.
Whatever looks like, I'll take it as a threat.
It's a good rap music, chicken water. He's got chicken water. No, Mr. Lamar, not want chicken. No, I'm gonna order you something. No, I'm ordering. Thank you. You want the Real World Special? Everything, everybody here. The Real World Special. It's like 8 wings, 2 legs, 3 thighs, and 4 breasts. You like breasts? Mr. Lamar, this is your deposition.
He's being a jerk.
Or ask me.
Sunday, February 9th, of this year.
He said Sunday, February 9th. What was Sunday, February 9th? Was that like when the first song dropped or something? Like, no. Last year, obviously. What was February 9th?
Okay, this result. Drop.
Hey, don't you worry.
Oh my! And then he lets that lead into Not Like Us. I love the reminder of the drop. It's like it's always gonna be there, and it's always gonna make Drake look like a bitch. With all due respect, respectfully. Like, I'm just using the word to be descriptive. I'm not trying to call the man out of his name, but it's always gonna make him look to be descriptive, like a bitch, because, like we said all the time, you can't walk into the war and then run away to the authorities or to the civil courts or whatever, talking about like it's not going my way. I got some more footage we're gonna pull up in a second, people, but trolling Drake in a deposition skit, before we even get to the drop stuff, you guys remember what a deposition is, right? A deposition, when you are deposed, all right, put it this way. If I sue you, if I say, somebody, let me pull up one of the last members that I see in the chat. Oh, I see DMV Doll in here too. I see Miss Nia. I definitely can't pronounce that. Kenya. Salute to you, love. Appreciate you. Shout out to the members. I see DMV Doll was the last member in here. Okay. DMV Doll. One of our familia over here. I sue you, right? I sue you because you're trolling my chat. Some stupid shit, right? You're always trolling my streams. And all right, so I walk that into court with a hire lawyer. He writes that up. He walks that claim into court, and then we get to a certain part or point where we have the thing called discovery. We heard that a million times, right? After the discovery process or during the discovery process, it's kind of like a piece of or an extension of, if you ask me, because it's about the attorney or both sides gathering more information in prep for the trial, right? And you're under oath. You're under oath during your deposition, okay? So if I choose to say, all right, DMV Doll, but I also think there's some people that's involved in this as well. Every time she trolls me, she's telling me like, yo, the hats you wear, my boyfriend got the same hats. So maybe I think her boyfriend is a part of this shit as well, right? So I tell my attorneys I wanted to depose DMV Doll and her boyfriend, right? Now, during those depositions, you know, and it's outside of court. Like these days, everything is remote. Like you could do it like over a laptop, like a Zoom call, okay? So we put DMV Doll on a Zoom call. And what happens is my attorney sits there. It could be 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. The deposition I did was like 5, 6, maybe 7 hours or something like that. Time went real fast because it was just like, it was so regular. It's so easy when you just sit in all your facts and all your truth. Like I didn't have to rehearse and none of that type of shit. It's just like I know all these facts. You know what I'm saying? But the time flew by. But mine was definitely a minute. You know, there's a lot of questions, and I made sure I gave a lot of explanation under oath because the opposing attorney, they're trying to jam you up. They're trying to force you to lie. They ask you double questions at times. Like, you know, it'll be the straight Menace to Society shit. Like, so you walked in and you bought the bottle of beer at 8 a.m., right? And then an hour later, they'll say, so at 9 a.m., when you walked into the liquor store, they do all that type of shit. And like, even when I was being deposed, I was just like, no, I didn't say that. And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like they'll lead you into shit. Like they'll try to alley-oop you into shit. Like, so when after you shot him, you walked off, you acting like the question is about walking off, but you were really trying to get me to admit to shooting the person. And I was just like, what? No, I said I walked away. I said I walked off. I never said after I never said I shot him. What do you mean after I shot him? They do little trickery shit like that. Like it's just lawyers, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be sharp. And I'm pretty sure they take advantage of a lot of idiots in deposition. That's how it goes. But because they are under oath and because they are attached to discovery, right? If you get in there and you say, well, on February 29th, my reason for dropping this song was because I always hated Drake, right? They could try to use that against you in trial. You know what I'm saying? And I would be using that against DMV Doll. Like, look, she just admit that because her boyfriend mad at me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why. And next, I could depose him as well. You know what I'm saying? It costs me money every time, like, I'm getting charged by the hour. So to depose DMV Doll for 8 hours and then the prep and all the work that goes along with that and then her boyfriend or whatever. I'm just making this up, y'all. It costs me money. I could depose anybody that I feel like is involved that I can get my hands on, okay? So that's what a deposition is. And we've seen depositions before, as a matter of fact. Let's pull up some classic depositions. Why not? I pulled some up already, and if the ones that you guys remember, the classic ones online, you see the way that people act in them. They treat them as if they're not really under oath or part of the court process because people just feel violated in them at times. Remember this one? Remember this one by Lil Wayne?
Is that an interview that you actually gave with Katie Couric?
Is that an interview that I actually gave with Katie Couric?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Well, that's not the question.
What's his name?
Pete Ross.
Huh?
Pete Ross.
Pete Ross. That's a stupid ass question. You just saw me on there giving an interview with her.
Okay. So that was you. Did you perform at the Virgin Mobile Music Fest in 2008? But isn't it something that you would remember if your album, The Carter 3, was the biggest selling album of the year in 2008?
Isn't it something that I would remember that?
Yes.
Isn't that a personal opinion type question?
Good answer. Good answer. So, like, what are you trying to force my memory? Change my memory? If I don't remember, I don't remember. If I do remember, I do remember. Isn't that something you would remember? Now, I've seen some ridiculous, far-fetched answers. Who was up there? ASAP Relly, right? Is this your Instagram? I don't know. Did you post this? I'm not sure. Is your birthday in July? I forgot. You don't remember your birthday. I be forgetting things. Woody did the same thing. I don't remember nothing up until this year. Like, all right. I get it. But remember, if you ever deposed, you shouldn't be in there cursing and acting like Lil Wayne was. You know, it is under oath. It is a formal process that is a part or could be a part of your trial. And the things you say can and will be used against you in that deposition. You know, one more for the road. Why not? Let's take a look at this one. Y'all remember this one? Hilarious. Dude is so arrogant, B.
You know, it's like I almost borderline like being sued because it's the only time where I can be myself.
This deposition is taking place via Zoom video conferencing.
Because I sit in those depositions and it'd be hilarious.
Mr. West, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly state under penalty of perjury that the evidence you shall give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
This is case number 220, entitled My Channel versus West.
I see that you're looking down at probably a device. Are you on your phone?
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask as a ground rule that you not be on your phone during the exam. Can we agree to that?
Well, is that legally what it should be?
I'm not going to advise you as to the law. That's why your lawyers are here. But that is my ground rule. The deposition consistent with California law that you need to be present, focused on the examination and not on a device.
Due to my mental geniusness, in order to focus on this bullshit, I need to be on a phone.
Counsel, do you want to speak to your client before we continue?
I think, well, Kanye, in terms of you can listen to the questions and answer them, right?
Okay, I get off the phone.
I play off the grid.
Mess on my face, you can't see what I've been to do. Had to move away from people that's miserable.
Mr. West, why have you donned the mask to start this deposition?
Because you don't have the right to see my face.
And is it your intention to wear that mask for the entire duration of your examination?
Perhaps.
Kanye obviously had planned a stunt. He had that mask in his pocket. He was just looking for the appropriate moment during the deposition. I'm in for a ride.
Deposition from, where is that room?
I'm not gonna tell you. You're never gonna see me again.
It'll be a long time before you ever see me again.
And who is in the room with you, if anyone?
No one's in this actual room with me.
Okay. And what other things do you have in the room besides the phone that you've identified?
Are you stupid?
What? Please, next question. Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
I'm not gonna tell you other things. I don't have the time to be talking about. I got a chair in the room. You are talking to the richest black person in the history of America. Take your hands off your face. I said, look, sir, you're gonna have to ask me nicely to take my hands off my face. Please talk to me with some type of respect. And he says, okay, Mr. West, can you please take your hands off your face? And I said, no.
You see, they be trying to treat some of these attorneys with no respect, especially if you feel like you're there for something that's frivolous. So I wouldn't personally act like that. I would be up there to deliver facts, be professional, be cordial, because once again, what you say can and will be used against you if you go to trial, right? So I wouldn't be there for that, people. I know we're laughing. I would never advise doing something like that, okay? But it's Kanye and it's Lil Wade, and you know they probably feel like I don't answer to you. You're my ops attorney, so fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here to give you a hard time. Like that obviously was their mentality. But back to Kendrick, man, and him being deposed. What's the effect of that? So the minors thing is a narrative that I don't know if Drake is ever going to be able to shake with a percentage of hip hop fans. Okay, we know that that's there. Number two, what I personally continue to say, I think is Drake's bigger problem that continued to gain legs. Kendrick even narrated it in the Gatorade commercial that dropped the other day. Number two, the alleged involvement of Drake in any way at all with the death of XXX Tentacion. Okay, it's another narrative. Okay, the third one obviously is suing. Okay, they call him Karen. They call him a bitch behind it. They say you tainting hip hop. You trying to ruin the premise of battle rap. Even UMG put, hey, you got Nas and Jay in there. You got Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. You got Eminem and Benzino. This is battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like they put shit like that in their response to Drake. So the narrative of suing over a rap battle in any form, especially one that you purposefully involved yourself in and partook in, the Karen label will always be there. So it looks like, although this isn't the most dangerous for Drake, for two reasons. Number one, the obvious is if you get proven or indicted or charged or end up in court behind allegedly a murder, being a murder for hire, right? That's the most extreme. And Kendrick keeps pushing that. That's why I said the other day, I said Kendrick wants Drake in jail because he keeps pushing that peekaboo. And he finds all these different opportunities, the 3 X's and the main X and the 2 X's on the top, and the Super Bowl he performed in, you know, the way the song is laid out, the conspiracies of it, the way he did the intro to the song, the way he puts it in the Gatorade, all of this. Like, that's the biggest one. The minor stuff, obviously, is what Drake is saying. You guys devalued the hell out of me. I need all these hundreds of millions that I'm shooting for, right? So the suing one will always be the smallest, and here's the second reason why it's going to be the smallest. In our eyes, in hip hop, just hip hop people, I don't care if you're Team Kendrick or Team Drake, hip hop heads will always say this isn't right. I could say stronger words than that, but I'm going to say at least a hip hop head should say, I don't believe that this is correct. Okay, but he can still win this case versus UMG. We just read his paperwork that went in, his superseding or his amended, not superseding indictment. That's on the criminal side, right? His amended complaint, adding the Super Bowl and all that, the way it reads, and us not saying that UMG is your hands are so clean and you've never done dirt to anybody. No, he could win this case. He could win hundreds of millions of dollars from UMG. Luckily for them, they got it, right? But he could absolutely win this. So it's not the worst narrative that's on him. It's not. But Kendrick will continue to turn people to look at him like a bitch. Okay, so now here he is on his GNX tour, and I don't know if he's going to stay consistent with that. Who knows? Like, do y'all got y'all tickets? I got mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see it live. So who knows if this show it's a skit, the next show it's a skit again, the one after that it's a skit after that, or if they've laid out over the last couple months, him and PG Lang and Dave Free has been coming up with, okay, when we get to Toronto, we're going to do this. When we get to Texas, we're going to do this. When we get to New York, we're going to do this. When we get to LA, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But having the whole internet talk about you trolling Drake by you doing a fake deposition, and then at the end of the deposition, you reminding the opposing attorney, drop. He asked for this, right? You're just reminding the world, you're stamping this on a timeline, and you continue the debate and the argument and the position of this is some bitch shit. He trolls them with a deposition. You already know how hip hop is, how we feel about authorities in court. People think some people think flat out civil suits is snitching. It's not, but some people will say you called him. Matter of fact, shout out to my man. You know, I can't say his name. He's a battle rapper. And he was considering how to deal with issues with the league. It had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with me, people. But this is a true story. And he's one of the biggest battle rappers ever. And I was on the phone with him, and he was considering how to react to something that was happening to him. And I told him, I said, man, why don't you just call a lawyer, man? And he's such a street nigga. He was like, hell no. And I was just like, I'm telling you, man, like, that's the way to go about something like this. I think you just need to call a lawyer. And he was like, fuck no, I ain't calling no lawyer. Because street niggas think like that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at all of them. I'm just saying, like, it's not, you call a lawyer, you're not a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on the circumstances and the situation overall, right? In this particular situation, people will use that word or they'll paint those pictures around. I'm trying to be careful with the word snitch, or the label snitch, but they'll paint those pictures around Drake. Why? Because once again, he partook, and Kendrick will remind us in the middle of that shit, drop, insinuating once again, technically, as far as this battle that we're in court over, well, not me, not Kendrick and Drake, but that you going to court over and you got my names in these documents and whatnot. Technically, you wanted it. You asked for it. You was mad when I was taking more than 2 weeks to respond. You know what I'm saying? You dropped Tailor Made. You even told me what to rap about. So Kendrick on tour enforcing that narrative has got to keep reminding the fucking OV hoes, like, because I'm not team Kendrick and I'm not team Drake, but I just hate the fact that people want to dance around facts. Like that's corny as shit. That's corny as shit. So, like we said once upon a time, Kendrick being on tour now, it's bad for you OV hoes. It's bad for you guys because now he has the room to do whatever he wants. I'm not restricted like the Super Bowl. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to craft these sets. I'm going to troll the shit out of you. And here's a quick topic too. Here's a quick topic. For all you OV hoes and you super Drake stans that want to continue to try to fight this by trying to create a narrative to make it stop. And that narrative is do something else without Kendrick. Do something else. You know what that's like, people? That's like saying I want to play Steph Curry one-on-one. I want to battle him one-on-one. But we're playing a best of 10, right? But every time we play, you keep pretty much a majority of your points, you're beating me with your jump shot. How about we play without the jump shot now? Just play me, and I'm big and I'm strong and I'm taller than Steph Curry. Let's say that, right? Let's just play with points in the paint only, right? No, that's not the way this game works. Joker, all you could do is shoot, even though he could shoot. You can't use no size dominance in the paint, no paint points, no Shaq. All you could do is shoot three-pointers and free throws in our game. No, that's not how this works. So they try to drive this narrative like, oh, all you're doing right now is talking about Drake. Fact number one, before the Drake and the Kendrick beef, did anybody hear first person shooter where J. Cole and Drake damn near was olive branching and begging Kendrick to be a part of what? The big what? He wasn't nobody, and then he came in on some how to rob 50 Cent shit and everybody turned. The man was already winning Pulitzers and already performed at the Super Bowl before that. He already performed at the Super Bowl before this. He had awards before this. He had classic albums before this. He was one of the biggest rappers before this. So now that I am officially in the throne, that you even have interviews saying, I'm interested to see how this turn of the millennium is going to go and which one of us, who's going to last. They're competing. This documentary is about them competing for the top spot, Big Three and all that type of shit, right? And now that he's officially, I'm not Cole, I'm not Drake, I'm Kendrick. I'm number one. I'm in the seat. I got the crown. Now that he got that, and he's already got all the past accolades, if he wants to spend a year or two asserting his dominance, no. You're not going to trick me off the street and make me feel like I can't perform Euphoria and Not Like Us. Not Like Us, you can argue is the biggest hip hop song of all time. Oh, no. You see this arena with 50,000 people in front of me? You want to know what a lot of them want to hear when they paid for that ticket? They want to hear Not Like Us. Me as well. I'm on the way. I got my ticket. I don't want Kendrick to show up and not do Euphoria and not do Not Like Us. If he spends 2 years, and here's the thing too, people, from a chessboard standpoint, let's be serious. You don't kill a Drake with a rap song. And I think Kendrick is trying to kill him. I'm the same person over here. I keep saying I think that he's trying to put him in jail. Real shit. Go play the Gatorade commercial that we just came out. I think he's trying to put the man in jail. The embassy's about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. I think he's trying to put the man in jail. There's no other excuse for the way he keeps pushing peekaboo at all these high platforms and at the highest level. There's no excuse other than fuck it. If the cops knock on his door, Kendrick can't say my bad. No, you did. I'll be on Kendrick's the same way. His heels the same way. You did that. Don't let Drake get arrested and then have Kendrick come out and say, "Oh, I didn't mean that. My bad." I'll be on Kendrick's heels for that bullshit. Because if we could talk about it, the cops could talk about it. The feds could talk about it. Shut up. So, no. He's been on his heels. They totally dislike each other. And you can't get Drake out of there with no song if you're trying to get him out of there. The destruction of it can take months or years of him continuing to, I want to crush your albums. I want to crush your last tour. I want to crush your image. I want to crush your character. If you happen to get arrested along the way, so be it. I'm going to continue to remind people that you asked me to drop. I'm going to show people that you want some Karen shit from some battle rap shit by doing a fake deposition skit. I'm going to jump on a Gatorade commercial and remind people that you might have had something to do with XXX Tentacion's murder. What? Pay attention. No, this is full destruction. He's on some 48 Laws of Power shit. Destroy completely. And if you're the size artist of a Drake, it could take a couple years. And on top of that, people want to hear it anyway. We love the beef. We love the controversy. We love the battle. We love the drama. We all here for it. They're buying tickets to see it. We showed up for the Super Bowl saying, is he going to do it? I hate when people lie to themselves. Even the fucking Drake stands, they're going to peek in on some Lil Wayne shit and say, is he doing it? Is he doing it? Oh, he did it. Okay, I can't look anymore or else Drake's going to be mad at me. That's academics. Speaking of academics, let me go to his shit real quick. Let me go to academics. Has anybody checked on DJ Academics? Is he all right? Has anybody checked on DJ Academics? Shout out to him, man. He's a great podcaster, man. But he is also full of shit when it comes to Drake. He's a great podcaster. He's one of the best podcasters of all time. He always will be. I will never lie on the man. But he's a fucking lying, stunting. When it comes to Drake, like Jesus Christ, I want to see academics in a non-legal discovery. Non-legal discovery, meaning I don't wish no court on no people. I just want to see his discovery. I want to see his text messages with Drake. I want to hear the phone calls of him begging him for fuck. I was about to say some nasty shit, but because it's at that level, B. It's at that level. Let's check our academics. So I'm curious.
What's going on the Grand National Tour? Now, some people, I think the show is sold out.
Really, it is? Okay.
I think most of the shows have sold pretty decent.
Just decent.
Someone informed me that Houston didn't sell that well. I don't know if that has any correlation to Drake or nothing like that.
Drake, right? Yeah,
but
okay.
Apparently that's like the only show. It looks kind of a little empty, but we don't know. We'll see when it gets there. You know what I mean? But tonight's show, where was tonight's show at? Grand National Tour. Was it in Cincinnati or some shit?
I ain't gonna lie. Academic.
And by the way, yes, this shit do look packed. Gotta be honest.
Ooh,
we're not lying now. Okay. Ooh, that's a good look. This is a good fucking look.
Oh, no. Hold on. He's playing footage. I don't need no audio or nothing.
It's like 40,000 people for real. Okay, so it is what it is. Inquire about why artists like our artistry. Okay, and I know he's a pretty good artist. So I would imagine he's supposed to, or I would imagine he's getting back to regular business with this Grand National Tour. So I'm actually interested to see what this is going to be.
What does that mean? What is back to business? You mean the songs that he wrote and recorded, regardless of who's the target or what's the content or what the song is about? What do you mean back to business? Drake is his business. Yeah, it's his battle that he earned and he won. Like what? I'm telling y'all, don't let them spin you. That is their thing. They've taken such an ass whooping from this shit that that's the narrative that they want to use. Do something else. And then he did. Then we get charting songs like Luther, for example. You know what I'm saying? He did when he hops on Playboy Cardi's joint. Like that shit was crazy. That song went. That verse went. When he Oh my God. Back to business. You guys are trying to find a way to get the pit bull off your guy, huh? Nah, it's called lockjaw for a reason.
Be like, Chay, I think I should go to a date.
What? You know what I'm gonna do, people? What time is it? 7:40. I'm gonna record a reaction to academics, and I'm gonna give it to the members only because he might be playing footage from the concert, and I don't want the music. After the stream, I'm gonna record a members only exclusive, and I'm gonna break down academics bullshit. Yeah, we'll get that today. I got that for y'all today. I got y'all. I did see this real quick too, people. I guess this is somebody that just attended tour. I just Googled it and some tweets came up. Performance a 10 out of 10, the show 10 out of 10, set list 10 out of 10, crowd 10 out of 10, design 10 out of 10, clothes 10 out of 10, lights 10 out of 10, voices 10 out of 10, the dances 10 out of 10, Kendrick and SZA 10 out of 10, best show ever. This person could be reaching. He could be a little bit caught in the moment. You never know. I'll be fair, but sounds like a pretty good rating to me. Nah, I can't play no music. Can't play no music. Can't play no music. Oh yeah. 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 Look at the platforms at the this ain't no little club, y'all. This is an all-out, fully scaled production. Lights, pyrotechnics, smoke, tens of thousands of people, coordinated. This is the thing. People don't realize behind the scenes what it takes to do this. You come off the Super Bowl, and since the Super Bowl, if not in parallel, you have to work on this as well, because where do we stand? Like, look how big that whole thing is. Like, where do we stand at what moment of the show? What's the track list? What's the wardrobe outfits? What's the switching? What's this? What's that? What's different from the real songs? When do we interject interludes? When are we doing the skits on the screen? When do I make sure I'm not standing on the edge of the fucking stage so that the pyrotechnics don't blow my wig off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much. Like, you have to. The man he's quiet as shit publicly, but the man has completely full days ever since he's popped outside. I'm not even gonna say the Drake beef. Ever since he came back outside. Period. You know what I'm saying? The man's date. And speaking of, you know what? Let me go to my Instagram. See, here's the thing about shows. What is this? The top of my shit. Sexy Red meets Chris Brown. Whoever that is, Moda. Shout out to my man Moda. It's got the clothing store. Sexy Red meets Chris Brown. Who cares? Yeah, the Lakers was getting fucked over last night. All right, my bad. Let's stay on. let's stay on path. Actually, I want to go to my own shit. Where's my page? Hold on. How do I go to my own page? I'll tell you. Maybe the screen was just expanded too much for me to go to it at the bottom. Yeah. All right. So I think I posted. I posted the Missy concert that I went to. It wasn't just Missy. It was Missy, Ciara, Timbaland, and Busta Rhymes. And the show, when you talk about setting yourself up for these big stadiums or arenas, where is it? Here, go right here. Matter of fact, I could play the one next to it first, just to show you the difference. So this is in Vegas. All right. So this is Club Dreas, right? This is Club Dreas. I don't need the music. That's French Montana on stage. This is Club Dreas. You see this little stage, little walkout, catwalk. You know what I'm saying? What's this, about 10 feet? Something like that. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Go get yourself to Club Dreas, man. It's one of the best clubs in the world. But this is, all right, the old DJ Drama that came out with him. The old DJ Drama. Okay, I think Jadakiss came out with him too. You see a little pit right here, a couple people. Dope. But this is a club. Yet this is considered maybe a big deal to a lot of people, okay? versus the post right next to it. This is from the Misty. Oh my God. I got to be careful of the music. Look at this. They created this floating platform with her M on it. Oh, that just starts to hover over the crowd. As it started to get closer to me, I was like, hold on, I don't want that shit going on my, like, hold on. I got fear shit like that, man. I don't need that shit dropping on me. But this is it's a different level. And Kendrick and SZA, what they're doing is a even higher level than this. Look at some of this shit. See the screen in the background, the graphics, the coordinated dances, changing of outfits. Missy's set was, I feel like, did I put it in the in my caption? No, I didn't. I think Missy's set was at least like an hour and a half. I feel like because she went insane, B. Hey. Another outfit changed, the set changes in the background, the stage changes, the dancers change. Dancers change, they clothes and wardrobe. Look at this. They brought a gate out. This is it's just insane. Look at her outfit. Look at her outfit. What is that? Missy is so goated. But Kendrick does the same shit. Is the point. Look at this. A million wardrobe changes. Oh yeah, respect the GOATs. Come out the floor. Talk about I can't stand the rain on them. Like this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, how do you not respect it? The amount of work that goes into these sets. I'll be feeling the same thing about RBE. Like what y'all see is a 5 to like, let's say 8 hour show of battles. But the work that has been happening behind the scenes, the coordination, the business, even the day before and the day of, it's weeks and sometimes months of work. And then you put it all condensed down, and then the pay-per-view visual show for you or the concert. These guys is working on this crazy. That's why if you don't got your tickets, then you're probably missing out. This Kendrick and SZA tour might be one of those for the ages, because remember, he's already a performer. He's already a cinematic person. Him, PG Lang, and Dave Free, they look like they want to constantly get into the upper echelons of being creative. And then you mix in how great of a hip hop artist he is, the catalog and classics that he has, and then which we'll enjoy having as well, the drama. Added that stuff, you're gonna get the Depositions, you're gonna get the classics, you're gonna get SZA, you're gonna get these huge stage set layout, the pyrotech, everything. Get your tickets. And I'm not promoting Kendrick. I don't know the man like that. I'm just being real. All right, man. Let me jump to the chat real quick before we get out of here. Who's in the building? Once again, DMV Dollars here. Shout out to you, love. Homebody. This the budget UMG ain't giving Drake anymore. Oh, Drake could afford some big big sets on his own, though. I ain't gonna lie. Who's people that we've heard budget their own, not budget, but put money into? I think we heard that about Kanye. That Kanye put a lot of his own out of pocket money into his sets, right? A Kanye show is crazy. I just can't go to one anymore. Like, I'm glad I saw him already. I can't go to any more Kanye shows. But there's some people that even go into their own pocket. Drake is filthy rich. Doesn't mean that I don't want to spend other people's money or I don't want the budget cut for me. Yeah, so I agree with you, homebody. You tried it is in the building. People putting second mortgages on their homes to go see Chris Brown. Yeah, I heard about that. I got some people in the checks and balances chat that's real heavy on Chris Brown's show. And shout out to Chris Brown. People call him the new era Michael Jackson. So I ain't mad at him neither. KX in the building. Shout out to our members. El Realist says, You don't want work me no more. Okay. Oh, you don't want to work the Kendrick bar. It's yeah. I see two of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death. 8 bars, I'll explain the phrase. Nobody can tell me. Oh, talk on no selling. Oh, you know I got language barrier. Oh, no accent you can sell me. Oh, Cole and Aubrey know that it's heavy. I'm YMW Melly. Why wouldn't I want to hear that? You see, I'm a music head. All I do is read a comment and it puts me in the music mode. And wow, now put me in the show now with 50,000 people around me. You think I don't want to hear that song? Are you kidding me? That's 40% of the reason, 30%, which is a big number, 35, 40% of the reason why I went to this last Super Bowl. Because Kendrick was performing. I said, all this hysteria and all this hip hop and one of the biggest moments and the biggest hip hop battle ever. I want to see this live. This is a moment. I want to see this. I'm a sandbox hip hop. I want to see this live. I'll be back, like I said, to do the academic stream for the members. We're gonna see what he's on. I bet you he don't sing a single lyric during the live. I bet you. Missy show is fire. Nothing like it. I'm telling you. She is goated. She is so goated. Busta Rhymes is Busta Rhymes. He's one of the greatest hip hop performers of all time, and Ciara does her thing too. She's just not as vocally inclined, but she's a performer. You know, so shout out to all three of them. The creativity is amazing. I'm telling you, Misha. I'm telling you. What's Jay saying? Jay says Missy was always ahead of her time. 1,000%. 1,000%. And to see her get back, it feels like she took that break because of the health issue. Was that it? If she didn't take that long extended break, people would be talking about her. You never know if people would be saying that she's the number one female rapper or art of all time. It's possible. She just took that long break, right? Because I think she could have transitioned into this era. Sure, she did. I don't hear too much new music from her. Her catalog is ridiculous. So you don't really need new music from her for her to still go do fucking big arenas like that, like I just played on my gram. But she had the talent. She had the creativity. She was unique. People bought into her personality, everything. You got the production behind you. You got somebody like Timbaland is your right hand. That's like being best friends with Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? It's like she still is one of the best. You can't put Missy out of the top 10. You can't. It's tough to put the Missys and the Lauryn Hills and people like that outside of the top 10, but she could have been more heavily discussed as number one, I think. Goated. Yeah. Salute Missy Elliott forever. Yeah. Entertainers 100. Yep. Missy, yeah, she Missy can dance though. Oh, you tried. Hold on. You know, I'll be calling out the ladies in here when I see it. You tried it with the new default picture, y'all. So I see Jay. You tried it with the new default. Beautiful, love. Beautiful. I really love this pic. I like how you kind of got it like on an angle too. That's dope. Okay, let's keep going. Shout out to the members in the building. Shout out to what's KX saying? Diddy shows used to be crazy. Got money. Put a lot of money into your sets. A lot of money. Damn right. You think I don't want to hear this when I pop out to the show? Yeah. I promise you, if I go to the show and he don't do songs like Not Like Us and You For or whatever, I'm coming back to the stream the next morning and I'm trashing it. I'm just I was like, yo, this shit is horrible. I can't believe what he did. He went backwards from the Super Bowl. I'd be so tight. I would be so tight. Well, I would give him a horrible review. You kidding me? What's Jay saying? Thank you for the super love. Jay says Missy really pushes her pen, especially writing R&B songs for other artists. That's the thing too. She's got she could do both. You know, like Drake does. Drake did that as one of the best. Keep it 1,000. The crooners that can, you know, do some R&B. Does he have one of the best voices in the world? Of course not. Nobody's asking Drake to be an R. Kelly, where you just take the production away, take the studio away, take the beat away, put somebody in a raw, bare room and just say, sing, nigga. The R. Kellys of the world is boom, through the roof. Beyonce, Mariah Carey, some of these people that had these voices, like nobody ever needed Drake to do that, but he could rap and he could croon, sash, get some melodies and some singing in, that works, and it gives you both pockets. Missy is one of those too. We just play Hot Boys, right? She's singing that shit pretty much, right? So the clock, boy, where you live, is it by yourself? Do you need some help? I cook, boy. I'll give you more. I'm a fly girl, and I'm like, I better not cut this academic shit on. He's trying to sit there stoic. We're going to kill him. Members, I got you. I'm about to record it right now.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect. That's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of... And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.